welcome back to my channel. Today we will be starting a mixtures and alligations concept for cat. I hope before watching this video you are very thorough with averages concept and with ratio and proportion concept. Okay, I hope you are very thorough with these two concepts. If you have not watched the video for this too, please find the link for these two concept videos in the description below. And we have not solved the cat questions for ratio and proportion. We will solve it together for mixtures and alligation and ratio and proportion, as these two are very linked with each other. So it will be easier for us to solve the questions when we have understood both of these concepts. So let's first understand the concepts of mixtures and alligations. All right, let's start with mixtures. When two or more quantities and liquids are mixed in a particular ratio, for example alcohol, water. Let's say a solution is there which contains alcohol and water. There is 75% alcohol and 25% water, then it is called a mixture. Similarly, you will be having a mixture of milk and water, water and acid. You can have tin and copper as well. It can be said in a such a way that there is a mixture of tin and copper in which the ratio is 3:4. Okay, or there can be cheap rice, expensive rice, or anything in this world which can have a mixture. These all come under mixtures. Okay, when two or more quantities, okay, it is not necessary that they have only two types. Let's say there are three varieties of tea which are mixed in a ratio 4:3:3. So this is also a type of mixture for tea. Okay, it is not necessary that there are only two or more quantities or liquids which are mixed in a particular ratio, but ratio is constant. A particular percentage is constant, may be known, may be not known, but it is constant. Then let's come to simple mixtures. Okay, when you mix two different things together, it is called a simple mixture. Like when you mix water and milk together, very simple. You mix alcohol and water, you mix acid and water, very simple. Two solutions, two different solutions, very simple, in which there are only two different things. Okay, and even you can mix like three different things as well, but they should be in a perfect ratio and together. Okay, but now let's understand what is compound mixture. Compound mixture, when you mix two or more different simple mixtures. Okay, note this word, simple mixtures. Here we were just saying two different things together. Here two different simple mixtures to make a new mixture. For example, there is one mixture of, let's say, gin and water, and then there is one mixture of tequila and water. Okay, and now you have mixed this two. Now this becomes what? Your compound mixture, which will include gin, tequila and water. I hope simple mixtures and compound mixtures are clear. It is very necessary that you are very thorough with the concept of mixtures and you understand what is mixtures to solve the questions about mixtures. Okay, now let's come to the weighted average concept. We have studied this concept already in the averages section in detail, but let's still revise a little bit, because the alligation concept, it is linked with the averages concept. So if the average of group 1 be A1 and the number of the elements be N1, and the average of group 2 be A2 and the number of elements be N2, then average weighted equals to N1 A1 plus N2 A2 by N1 plus N2. Let's say, for example, the average marks of class A is 30, students of class A is 40, average marks of class B is 35, and number of students in class B is 42. Okay, this is just an hypothetical example to explain you better. So here 30 will be our average 1 and 35 will be our average 2, and students of class A would be N1 and students of class B would be N2. So this equation is basically what? 30 into 40 plus 35 into 42 divided by 30 plus 35. I hope this much is clear. Now, if you take this on your left hand side, so it will be weighted average into N1 plus N2 equals to N1 into A1 plus N2 into A2. Okay, now we open this bracket, we'll get AWN1 plus AWN2 equals to N1 into A1 plus N2 into A2. I hope this much is clear. Now we will take the N1 equation on left hand side and N2 variables on the right hand side. Okay, so we will get AWN1 minus N1A1 equals to N2A2 minus AWN2. Here we will take out the N1 common and here we will take out the N2 common. So we will left with AW minus A1 and A2 minus AW. So N1 by N2, we will get A2 minus AW by AW minus A1. This is nothing but our alligation equation. Okay, this is used most of the times when we are not given the ratio of a particular thing and when quantity is also specified. So we use this equation. Okay, no ratio, we are not given the ratio, and quantity is specified. Please note this because this will be very helpful for you. Okay, now let's see the graphical form as well. A1, A2, AW. So we usually write it as, let's say there are two quantities. This is the representation of the equation, but I'm explaining you. Let's say there are two quantities of T, T1 and T2. T2 sells for let's say 60 rupees and T2 sells for 70 rupees. Now we want to sell it, we want to mix both of these in a ratio in which we sell it for 65 rupees. Okay, so what we will do is 65 minus 60 would be 5 and 70 minus 65 would be 5. So 5:5 is our new ratio. T1 to T2 ratio, we will get 5:5 or we will get 1:1. So this is the graphical form we usually use to find the ratios. Here, it is not necessary that A1 is greater or A2 is greater. And average weighted is always somewhere in between, but we always consider in a such a way that one quantity is always greater than other quantity. Like here 60 is always greater than 70 and this quantity always lies between these two. Okay, so if you understand A1 AW, so AW minus A1, 65 minus 65, and A2 minus AW, that is this one will get 75 minus 65. Okay, I hope this much is clear. Let's take one example so you'll understand better. So 30 ml of 20% alcohol is mixed with 20 ml of 25% alcohol. What is the strength of alcohol in the mixture? Here, okay, here now you won't be able to understand, or you won't be able to represent it in a graphical form. So what you will do, you will go with the basic your average weighted method. Okay, so for that first we will calculate 30 into 20% of alcohol. What will be the percentage of alcohol? 6 ml. Then we will go with 20 into 25% of alcohol. What will be the percentage of alcohol? 5 ml. Total alcohol is how much? 6 plus 5, 11 ml. Total quantity is how much? 20 plus 30, 50 ml. Into 100, 1s are, 2s are, how much we get? 22% alcohol. Now, if you notice, this 22% lies between 20% and 25%. Okay, that's what I was saying. This always lies between this and this. I hope this is clear to you. Now let's move on to this question. 640 ml of a mixture contains milk and water in a ratio 6:2. How much water is to be added to get a new mixture containing half and half of the mixture? That is, we are given the what do we say, new ratio. In this, ratio is given. In the earlier question, ratio was not given. So let's say this is 6:8. That 6:8 is the quantity of milk, 2/8 is the quantity of water. Okay, now we need ratio 1:1, but can this 1:1 be written as 4:4? Okay, and can I totally write this as 4/8 and 4/8? Okay, now we are just needed to find this value. Okay, this is greater, this is smaller, so this minus this, what we will get? 2/8. 2/8 plus 2/8, what will get? 4/8. So in this, remember one thing, 1 is always minus, 1 is always plus. Not necessarily, but when we are required to find this type of question, it is mostly like that. Okay, mostly 1 will be minus situation and 1 will be plus situation. So 2/8 is something that we need to add. We are given quantity also here, so 640 ml into 2/8 plus 640 ml, this will give us a total quantity. So to be added is how much? 8 ones are 8 80s are 160 ml. Total quantity is how much? 160 plus 640, which is your nothing but 800 ml. I hope this is clear. Now let's move on to the next question. Clearly read or very carefully read this question. You'll understand that ratio is given, quantity is not given, but still we cannot apply the formula of alligation in the graphical format. Now milk and water are mixed in a vessel A as 4:1 and in vessel B as 3:2. For vessel C, if one takes equal quantities from A and B, find the ratio of milk to water in C. So let's take 1 liter each. Okay, vessel A 1 liter, vessel B 1 liter. Okay, now if I divide 1 liter in 4:1, so my milk will be how much? 800 ml, and my water will be how much? 200 ml. Okay, in vessel B, my milk will be how much? 600 ml, because it is in the ratio 3:2, and water will be how much? 200 ml. Okay, so vessel C, because it is taken in the same quantity, so 1 plus 1 will how much be here? 2 liter. 800 plus 600, 1400 ml. 200 plus 200, 400 ml. This will be 4 actually, sorry, my fault. 3:2, 600 and 400, this will be 4 plus 2, 600 ml. Okay, this will be how much? 14:6, which is nothing but 7:3. This will be the ratio. Okay, this is a much simpler way to solve this question. If you go by the alligation method and your average weighted method, it will get very complicated. So sometimes you need to go by just simple logic and not by the equation. I just took this question to explain you that sometimes logic is much more important and it is easier to solve the questions with the logic. All right, let's go ahead with the replacement questions. So you will get many questions there is in a solution alcohol and water. Let's say there is a solution of alcohol and water, 1000 ml. You replaced let's say you replaced 100 ml with water. That means you took out the solution from the existing solution, 100 ml. That means 100 ml of alcohol and water went and only water is added. Okay, so this type of questions you'll get a lot. So let's see one. So for this we have one equation specified for this. So final concentration is always equal to 1 minus amount being replaced by total amount into the initial quantity. Let's understand this better with an example. It will be much easier. A bottle of whiskey contains 3/4 of whiskey and rest water. How much of the mixture must be taken away and substituted by water so as to half whiskey and half water? Okay, now when it is said half whiskey and half water, that means final concentration we want half. Okay, equals to, we are given how much? 3/4 of whiskey. 3/4 of whiskey. Now because we need to find a percentage, we are not given the quantity. I'll take the total amount as how much? 100. So 1 minus amount being replaced, we don't know. This amount being replaced in this question, we don't know. That is the asked. So we will, that is something which is asked. So we'll take it as X. Total, I'll take it as 100 because whatever number we will get, it will be a percentage of 100. So it will be much easier to calculate for us. Whole into N would be 1 because we are not specified how many they have specified that it has to be replaced only once or taken away and substituted. So only once. So we will take it as 1. Now let's solve this. 1 by 2, this will go here, it will be 4 by 3 equals to 100 minus X by 100. Okay, 2 1s are 2 2s are, so it will be 200 by 3 equals to 100 minus X. Alright, so X will go here. 200 by 3 is nothing but how much? Your 66.66. Okay, so 100 minus 66.66%, you will get 66.66, you will get as answer 33.33. So 33.33 of 100 is how much? 33.33% only, which is nothing but equal to 33 by 3%. Okay, of 100. I hope this much is clear. So this will be our answer. Cool. Let's see the concept for this one little bit to understand, because there are a lot of questions that come on the basis of this concept. So it will be very helpful for you to understand the concept. Let's say milk and water solution of 10 liter with 80% of milk. Okay, when I say a 10 liter solution with 80% of milk, what I exactly mean is, in the 10 liter, 8 liters is milk and 2 liters is water. Okay, then when we take out 10% of the solution, okay, this is the full solution till here, I take out only this much part. Okay, because milk and water are something you cannot differentiate. And can you differentiate how much milk you are taking out and how much water you are taking out? The answer is no, you cannot differentiate. So that's why whenever it is said that when we take out 10% of the solution, okay, whenever we say we are taking out some percentage of the solution, we consider 10% of the milk is coming out and 10% of the water will also coming out. So when it is coming out, what will be the new quantity? 10 minus 0.8, 10% of milk is coming out, that we will left with 7.2 liters of milk. 2 minus 0.2 and we will left with 1.8 liters of milk. So the total quantity is how much now? 9 liters. If you minus 10 liters by 10%, you will get how much? 9 liters. So that is what the concept. If the total is reduced, this quantity will also reduce. I hope the replacement concept is much more understood for now, and you have a better hold and better grasp at the concept. Once you understand the concept, now the problem is the better thing is that it is very easy for you to solve the questions. If you focus on understanding the questions, and if you focus on understanding the let's say how a particular method by which a question is solved, it will be very difficult for you to solve other type of questions. But when you understand the concept, it is much easier for you to understand the how to solve any given question from that particular topic. All right, let's see few sample questions. In what ratio a shopkeeper should mix the rice 60 per kg in the rice rupees 50 per kg so that the amount becomes 64 per kg? Okay, it is very simple. 64 kg, 50 per kg, 64 will be in middle. 64 minus 60 would be 4. 64 minus 50 would be 14. Your rice 1 to rice 2 ratio will be 14 to 14. 4 is not the smallest quantity, so we will reduce it to the smallest quantity. That will be 7:2. This ratio is in which rice is supposed to be mixed. Let's move on to the next question. In what ratio the water should be added in the milk of rupees 28 per liter so that the value of the mixture becomes 21 per liter? Now note here, we are given the value of milk, okay, but we are not given the value of water. So note this point, whenever this type of question comes, it is a trick question. So understand, why would a milk vendor or a milkman would add water to milk? Because one, it is for free. If he would have to pay for water also, would he mix? No. And two, it dilutes the milk. Okay, so for just let's say for 1 liter he is only selling how much? Let's say for 1 liter he adds 200 ml of water, so he is selling only how much? 8 ml of 800 ml of milk. Okay, so always keep this in mind. Whenever we solve this question, we take the value of milk as 8, but we always take the value of water as 0. Or how much, at what cost he is selling? 21. So 28 minus 21 would be 7, and 21 minus 0 would be 21. So our ratio will be 21:7, which is nothing but 3:1. I hope this particular question is clear. Let's take a look at this question. In what ratio must a grocer mix two varieties of tea worth rupees 60 per kg and 65 per kg so that by selling the mixture at 68 point he may gain 10%? Now, we are given 60, we are given 65. A lot of you people will write here 68.20. Now, if you remember, I told you that this value must lie between 60 and 65. Is 68.20 lying between these two? The answer is no. And can we take out this value? The answer is yes. I'll tell you how. Because this 68.2% also includes the 10% gain. Okay, so 110 by 100 of some value x equals to 68.20. So x will be equal to 68.20 into 100 by 110. It will be x by 68.20. 100 will be multiplied, point will be eliminated by 110. 0 0 will get cancelled. 11 ones are 11, 62. So the value of x is how much? 62. We will place 62 here. Now, is 62 between these two values? The answer is yes. So now we will take out the ratio. 62 minus 62. 65 minus 62, 3. So our ratio is how much? 3:2. I hope this much is clear. Now let's move on to this question. 12 liters are drawn out of 35 liters of a 5:7 milk and water solution. What is the ratio of milk and water in the remaining solution? Now, 12 liters are drawn out. Okay, but are we adding anything that will change the ratio? No, we are not adding anything. If you see here also, when we undertook the concept, you see this 7.8 is to 1.8 is the ratio is similar to this ratio, that is 8:2. If you cut this by 9, you will get what? 8:2 only. So whenever you take out some value, okay, whenever you take out some quantity, the ratio always remains same. So in this question also, What will be the ratio? 5:7 only. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now let's move on to the next question. A container contains 80 liters of milk. From this, 8 kgs of milk were taken out and replaced by water. This process is repeated thrice. What is the ratio of the quantity of milk after the first draw of the quantity of milk left after the third draw of the quantity of the milk? So we do not know the final concentration. We need to find the ratio for the final concentration. So what we will do, we will first take the initial quantity of milk. What is initial quantity of milk? 80. 1 minus how much is taken out? 8 divided by how much is the total quantity? Again 80. We will take 1 here and we will take the same question here. But what we will do? We will keep the value of n as 3 so that we get the first draw value of first draw and the value after third draw. Anyways, we have to take the ratio. 80 and 80 will simply get cancelled. Okay, this one will get cancelled with this and we will be left with 2. So 80 minus 8 by 80 will be divided by 80 minus 8 by 80 whole square. If you cut this like this, many people will make a mistake and write it like this. Okay, but this is not the solution. Our solution is actually this will become 1 and this will become 80 minus 8, that will be your 72 by 80 whole square. Okay, because I'll tell you, let's say you write 2, okay, and then you write the cube of 2, 8. Okay, when you cut this, you write 1 by 4 or you write this. Always the numerator will be 1. So remember this, whenever you cut the power, make sure you are keeping the numerator as 1. So we will take this again, 1 by, we will reduce this, we will get what? 9 by 10 whole square. So our ratio, this 10 will go up. So our ratio would be what? 10 square is to 9 square. Option B. I hope this much is clear to all of you. This is the last question. Okay. 10 liters are removed from a cask full of wine containing 60 liters and then is filled with water. 10 liters of mixture is again withdrawn from the container. What quantity of wine is now left in the cask? Let's understand this. 10 liters of full wine. I removed 10 liters. How many liters is remaining? 50 liters of wine is remaining. Okay, I hope this much is clear. Now, in this 50 liters of wine, I add what? 10 liters of water. Total quantity is again 60 liter. What is the ratio in this 60 liter? 5:1, wine to water. Okay, now it is said, then 10 liters of mixture is again withdrawn from the container. It is said only withdrawn. Is it said replaced? No. So we will only withdraw. Now the total quantity will become how much? 60 liter minus 10 liter, 50 liter. This 10 liter will go 5:1 ratio from wine and water. Okay, but we are asked what? Only wine. How much wine is left in the cask? So 50 liter minus remaining, I'll write here, 50 liter minus 5/6, because that is the ratio. Total quantity is 6. 5/6 into 10. Okay, we will get what? Cross multiply, we will get 300 minus 50 by 6. We will get it as 41. This will be 250 by 6, which you will get it as 41 by 4/6 liters. Now, can I cut this 2 and make this 3 by table of 2? So our final answer would be 41 2 by 3 liters. Option A. I hope this much is clear. If you came till here, if you are studying with me till here, make sure to like the video and also subscribe, and do let me know your doubts in the comment section below. I'll reply to you and I'll make sure to help you with your doubts. Also, do not forget to share it with your friends who are also preparing for CAT. So do like, share, and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me, and it will motivate me to create videos in future as well. Thank you so much.